All right, I'm going to give you 3 tips based off this pyramid of wealth. This is something I wish they had taught me in school, but everything you need to know about money pretty much is right here. There's 5 levels, and I'm going to show you these levels, and then I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can move up the pyramid of wealth. And remember, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about living an abundant life, a life that you're doing the things you want to do. You don't feel the pressures that most people feel. You have free time. You have time to enjoy, create. Your social life is growing. Your bank account is growing. Your health is improving. All those things that everybody wants are based off this basic pyramid and the 3 ways, the 3 free tips I'm going to give you to move up. Well, the first one is debt. This is when you're behind. Most people in the world end up here. I ended up here. But if you pay attention to this video, in just the next few minutes, I'm going to show you that you don't have to stay here. Now, the level right above this isn't that much better either. The level right above this is scarcity. And it's interesting. I showed somebody this pyramid not too long ago, and they're like, Ty, you won't believe what happened in my life. I used to be making, she was a friend of mine, and she was working at a Korean restaurant here in Beverly Hills. And I think she was making 10 or 11 bucks an hour. And she started using these 3 principles that I'm about to give you. And she saw her life go up. She's making, she said, 65 bucks an hour doing what she likes. And she's getting twice the pay or more than twice the pay in half the time. So I'll show you how you can be a success story, hopefully. Now, I can't guarantee you're going to have the exact same success as hers, but I'll tell you this. I've shown this to millions of people, and every single day I'm bombarded with people saying, this changed my life, this changed my life, this changed my life. So pay attention. I'm not going to keep this video up for long. If you know me, I like to test lots of things. I like to find a group of people that's like-minded. So I'll put a video up like this, keep it up for a little while. So if you snooze, you lose. You might lose out on what I'm about to say. Debt and then scarcity. These 2 levels of the pyramid are where most people operate in all areas of their life. Health-wise, they're overweight, they're not feeling good. Wealth-wise, the average person comes out of college, tremendous amount of debt now. You see this all over the news. And then social life. People don't like their life, man. They don't like the people they're around. They're being around low-quality people. And then, of course, happiness. I read somewhere where like 20% of people are now on medication, and 30 to 50% of people are lonely, depressed, have anxiety attacks. And that's these 2 levels. Now, if you look at these financially, obviously debt is when you're zero, below zero. Scarcity, though, there was a Nobel Prize winning economist, Daniel Kahneman, who did research, I think it was at Princeton University. Him and his team found that scarcity is under $72,000 a year. You can Google it. There's a famous article. And most people are below that. Now, what I'm showing you today, these 3 tips, is not just about money, but it certainly needs to apply to money, because to get the good life, to get what you want, you're going to have health, wealth, love, and happiness all working in your favor. If you feel like you're here, I got good news and bad news. The good news is I've been in these stages, and there's a way out. You can recover. You can rise up. The bad news the billionaire Warren Buffett gave when he said, be careful of getting too far behind. Be careful of procrastinating and letting yourself stay here, because he says sometimes the chains of habit become, they're too weak to be felt until they're too strong to be broken. Meaning sometimes you're here and you're like, well, life's not going that well for me, but I'll recover. But he said they're like chains. You don't feel them at first. They're like addictions and habits, procrastination, not knowing how to motivate yourself, not really pushing yourself to your maximum potential. He said the next thing you know, those chains lock up and you can hardly get them off. And you see that financially. Sometimes you get too much in debt. You get too far behind. I saw this even in my family. Somebody who said, oh, tomorrow I'll learn to do this. So pay attention today. Life is always at a crossroads. I hope today will be a crossroads. You'll look back at some point in your life and say, I had enough pain. Now's the time to move above these. And what's above these is the third level in the pyramid. And this is what I call healthy stage. This is where you wake up, you feel good. You're not necessarily a millionaire, a billionaire. You're not necessarily, ripped and have a six-pack, but you feel the momentum starting to go in your direction. All right? You got to get here at the minimum. And then above this, there's prosperity. Prosperity is the level that not only are you doing well, you're feeling good, but you're getting ahead. Like in your bank account. Here is where you're paying all the bills. You don't have too much stress every day. The first of the month comes around. You're covered. You're good. You're healthy. Prosperity is when not only you're doing that, but you're starting to get ahead. Bank account's starting to go up. Body's starting to recover and feel better. Your social life, you're winning friends and influencing people. Your happiness. Not only do you feel good, but you feel amazing. And the last level here is what I call wealth and impact. And this is where you change the world. You see this with famous philanthropists and Bill Gates starting the Bill Gates Foundation and all. At some point, you get so far ahead that you can have impact on the world. You can really change the world. And I'll tell you, my life at one point was a nightmare. And a lot of people see me now and they're like, okay, Ty, you've got this and that, and you've got cool cars and a cool lifestyle. And remember, it's not about that. It's not about who has the most money. It's not about who has the most Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Those are cool. I love having Ferraris and Lamborghinis, but I always keep my priorities straight. I want to have a good life. I want to have a life that feels like heaven on earth. I want to wake up every day, and every day is optimized. I'm not waiting for a vacation. I'm not waiting, oh, thank God it's Friday. A lot of people, thank God it's Friday. Well, what about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? If you don't like those days, you don't like your life. And the reason that I always keep this in my mind is I remember when I was here and here. And I'll just tell you, I think today could be a big day for you. You're one of the few people that's getting to watch this video. This is the stuff that they should have taught us when we were in school. But they didn't. And there's lots of reasons the system failed us. And it failed you. I went to public school. I was born to a single mom. My dad was in prison when I was born. They didn't have much money. My grandma helped my mom out, luckily, so that I wasn't completely broke, but I didn't grow up in Beverly Hills here. And at one point in my life, I tried lots of different things, and I lost everything, basically. And I was sleeping on a couch, and I had $47 in my bank account. I was in Clayton, North Carolina, in a mobile home. And I remember laying on that couch and thinking, is that it? And the good news, at that point, of course, I had basically no money. I was right here. Unfortunately, I had to come to that place. Maybe you had that before, where you got to get some real pain around your life before you act. But I started, thank God, I took action. And I'm going to show you the 3 things now that I learned and the 3 things that I took action on that completely transformed my life and helped me start moving up. And so let me write the first one here. When I was laying on that couch, I started reaching out and finding mentors, and I started reading books. Maybe you've seen my TEDx talk where I talk about how I read a book a day. And I started to really implement these techniques. And what I learned from these mentors and these books and seminars and conferences and people who were living an amazing life way better than I was living at the time was, number one, you have to know your life's purpose. And so few people ever get to a place where they can confidently say, I know why I'm here. And if you are watching this and you're resonating, you're like, yeah, I understand that. I feel like I'm behind right now. Or maybe you feel like you're doing well, but you've plateaued and you're not going up as quickly as you should. Really begin to examine how well you know your life's purpose. You should be able to say it very quickly. And I had a mentor, Joel Salatin, and he was very clear what his life's purpose was. He was into organic farming, and he said, he was a Christian and he used to pray, and he would say his life's purpose was, thank you God for letting me bring the gift of good food to people. Now you might think, when I was young and I heard him say that, I thought that was like funny, but now I realize that was him reiterating his life purpose. And everybody has a different one. For him it was healthy food. And I had another mentor, and his was writing. He was a journalist, and he was teaching people. And that was his life's purpose, to be a teacher. And over again, you'll be able to find, if you know the techniques. Now, I'm going to keep moving through these three, but there's an exact way, and I'll show you a little bit later, how you can figure out a simple formula that you'll know what your career should be, what kind of people you should be spending time with, how to know, how to feel fulfilled. Because, just a little note, it's not the same for everybody. And one of the things the school system lies to us about is just saying everybody's life's purpose is go to college, get a 9-to-5 job, get a house with 2 kids in the suburbs. And there's nothing wrong with those things, but it's not for everybody. And the better you can be at finding your specific, unique life purpose, the quicker you'll move up that pyramid of success and wealth. All right, the second thing here, let's see if I can fit all 3 of these on this board, is you have to know how to win friends and influence people. That was a famous book title. But it's true. One of the skills I wish I had learned growing up that they forgot to teach us is you have to have powerful social skills. You have to know how to find mentors. If you're starting a business, maybe you need to know how to find business partners, how to find investors. I did a TEDx talk about how I read a book a day, and I talked about the law of 33%, how you have to spend 33% of your life around people that are below you, meaning you can help them, 33% of your time around people that are on your level, right? Those are your friends. And then 33% of your time around mentors, around people who push you, around people that are 20 years ahead of where you want to be. And there's an old saying related to this, that your income in your life will be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so when I was laying on that couch and I wanted to move up this pyramid, that was one of the big breakthroughs. And I began to change my social circle. And right away, it's like amazing, it's somewhat remarkable how quickly implementing these into your life will start to change your life. Because this, of course, number 1, number 2, now I begin to couple and add them all together with number 3. Number 3, and again, something that you and I didn't learn growing up, what they should have taught us, what the system failed us on teaching us, was I began to understand what motivated me, how to overcome procrastination. And I'll tell you what, these things right here, I call procrastination the killer of hopes and dreams. If you've got big plans for your life and it's not working out like it wasn't working out for me, it usually comes here. Because what happens is you think, I'm going to work really hard, but then you can't motivate, then you put it off for another day and you begin to procrastinate. Well, what I began to learn to do was how to do half the work but get twice as much done. There's some simple techniques, and I'll talk about these a little bit later, that you can do where you become super efficient and you begin to work smarter. Because believe it or not, to move up that pyramid of success and wealth, it's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. The hardest people, the hardest workers you'll ever meet aren't necessarily the people that are getting ahead. So you have to combine those two things. So as I begin to put all 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, my life began to transform. And I won't bore you with all the details, but I became an entrepreneur, started a business here, a business there. And next thing you know, my income started to go up. I remember when my income was at basically 0 or less than 0. I was going into debt. And there's this old saying, the more you learn, the more you earn. That's maybe a bonus point. Bonus point number 4. It's from Warren Buffett. And I began to buy courses, and I bought this online course. This is a while ago, over 10 years ago. And I bought this course, and I don't remember, it was all the money I had at the time. It was a course from a guy named Corey Rudel. And it was when the internet was starting to get big, and it was this page. I'll never forget it. And the page said, how I made, I think he said, $28,000 laying in my beach chair in Hawaii. And my first thought was to be cynical and go, this guy's lying. But I had learned from my mentors and changing the people that I've been around that you got to be optimistic if you want to win. You can't always look for the dark side, because if you only look for the dark side, sometimes that's all you'll find. And I got really excited and I bought it, and it was like all the money I had. It was like $500 to $1,000. I had made a little bit of money after I had $47 implementing this, and I took that first $500 or $1,000 and I bought a course. And I don't remember everything it said. I had to wait in the mail. It was before you could download videos. And I got this package, and it was a course, and it showed me how to do internet marketing stuff, Google AdWords. And to make a long story short, my income went up in about 6 to 12 months. It went to, I remember I had a pay stub from one company. I was a contractor doing different things, $70,000. And with the other things I was doing, I made about $100,000. And I can't tell you how much my life changed. People say money's not important. Well, it's not the most important thing in the world. There's other things more important than money. But if you don't have any money, you'll never feel free. You never have options. I began to have options. I took a little vacation and I traveled and I started investing. I started going up that pyramid. And about 2 years ago, I did this TEDx talk. I've always been an entrepreneur, kind of more behind the scenes, building businesses, but not really putting my face out there. About 2 years ago, I got asked to speak at this TEDx talk. And I did the TEDx talk, and it's now it's one of the most viewed TEDx talks of all time. And around that time, I did a little public speaking, and people started asking me, okay, these 3 secrets are great. What else did you learn? And I took a whiteboard at my house, and I started writing out all the principles I learned from mentors, from finding my life's purpose, for figuring out how to motivate myself and not procrastinate. And it turned out to be 300. And I remember thinking, because I have a lot of employees, and I was thinking, I'm going to teach these principles to my employees so they'll be more successful. And I'm also going to talk about these when I do public speaking. But you never have time to share 300 things. So I was a little concerned, like 300 is too much to remember. I couldn't even remember. I had to spend 3 or 4 days sitting in a chair remembering everything I'd learned from mentors and books and so on, and life experience. So luckily, somebody handed me, forget who it was, a little article. And it said, scientists in London, University College London, just discovered that to change your life, the average person needs 66 days. So I was like, that's interesting. And I told my cousin, maybe we should just cut down from 300 to 66, and then just 1 a day. I'll give my employees and people that I work with 1 tip a day for 66 days. And this scientific report says you can change your life and your habits and how your brain works in 66 days. And my cousin said, no, Ty, 66 sounds like 666, the sign of the number of the devil. So I said, all right, I'll add 1 more for good luck. So 67. And I took those 300 tips on the board that transformed my life, moved me up the pyramid, and I started recording videos. 1 simple video, until I got 67. And so many people have asked for it over the years. Now I have a very big social media following. Hundreds of millions of people have seen my stuff. And every day, people, literally, I get thousands of emails and direct messages on Insta and Snapchat and all this saying, hey, Ty, can you give me some tips? And so I decided to make a program. I said, you know what? I'm just going to package this all up, make a simple, quick, and easy program that you can access on your phone or your computer, and I'll call it the 67 Steps. And so let me share a little bit about the 67 Steps and how I think it can change your life. So I created this simple 67 Steps program, and last year I released it to a small group, just like a test group, and it was interesting. Right away I started getting feedback from people that just amazing results that they were seeing in all areas of their life. Health, wealth, love, and happiness. People losing weight, people bank account going up, finding the career of their dreams, finding their life purpose, changing their social life, being happier. And the interesting thing wasn't like the test group was a group of geniuses. I let everyday, ordinary people from all over the world use it, from all walks of life, young and old, and again, consistently. These principles worked for them. I actually hired a scientist, leading PhD and neuroscientist, Dr. Germán Garcia Fresco. He was published in all these top scientific journals, and this is what he said. I wrote it down here, printed it out. Now it works for me. He liked what we created here so much. He said, "This system has a real foundation in science. I did my due diligence. It's rather ingenious. They have analyzed scientific studies and used the latest cognitive research to develop a methodology that accelerates the success cycle, using the same framework that I have employed in my 20-year career in neuroscience. Although I'm not always comfortable realizing how some people might use these purely for materialistic endeavors, I'm impressed by their use of the scientific method and that they base their techniques on empirical research. I respect the granular detail and unbiased conclusions. I am sure that men and women of all ages and backgrounds who want to build a higher income and, more importantly, a well-rounded life of success would benefit immensely from this practical program. I want you to know that my team and I have created something really special for you. You can start learning in minutes from the comfort and privacy of your own home. All you really need is a phone or a laptop. You just watch the video training and you'll be all set. So there's no confusing exercises or mindless repetition. The 67-step concepts will be hardwired into your brain, and you'll be ready to use them before your next, bills are due. No matter how much or how little money you have now, how old you are, what you've tried before. Just try being part of this members-only group at any stage you might be in life, and you'll see how powerful it really is, and you can see for yourself. You can use it to quit your dead-end job. You can use it to get a promotion, where you already are. Or you can finally turn that good idea that's been in the back of your mind for years into an actual real thing. That's one of the big things that happened in my life, being able to take ideas and make them reality. And since this program does not require you to invest your whole life savings, you don't have to put your hard-earned money at risk, okay? So this makes it perfect for you if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money. You can use it alone. You can try it together with a boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, best friend. You'll find when you can make money and become successful at anything you're interested in, you're going to be shocked at how passionate you become, how your life feels reignited. That's one of the things I was talking about with motivation in tip number 3. And this 67 steps system works like crazy for people with big dreams and also for people who have just given up hope, because these concepts are based on proven real-world techniques. So I don't want you to think this is just some book knowledge. I love books, but you're also going to learn real stuff. And you'll see it's going to compel the universe to give you what you deserve. You're going to use it to stand out from all the other people who live a status quo life, who struggle their whole life. You're going to have an unfair advantage. You're going to end up living the dream that everyone else fantasizes about. I always say, do what others won't, so you'll live the life that others want. And that's what this program's really about. Your friends are going to be jealous, but they'll give you respect. The stress of laying awake all night worrying about bills, that starts to go away and you start to get breakthroughs. Let me read you a couple other things. I've got here written just some testimonials that people have written in. This is from Leonie Fisher. She said, "Ty, I recently moved to LA, was stuck at a desk job, but now thanks to the 67 steps, I was able to quit my old job." And as simple as that sounds, for most people, they don't like their job, And she goes on, she says, "Wherever you are in life, you can benefit from the 67 steps. I know I'm a happier person because I get paid more for doing what I love to do. When you find something this good, you have to share it with your friends. Every single person I've shared it with," she said, "the system, they've walked away motivated and inspired." That's the interesting thing, actually, with the 67 steps. It started to go viral, just people telling their friends. This is from Sean. "Over the years, I've searched to find better ways to live a happy and successful life through motivational speakers and self-help books. But instead of those things helping me, I found they usually only maintain the status quo. But now that I've found out about the 67 steps, it's now my guide. Not only has it opened doors, but has also increased my income. I now encourage all my friends and family to join. This is literally life-changing. Maybe one more here. I've got a lot of these. In fact, I actually keep a whole binder. There's thousands and thousands. I actually, since last year after we did the test group, we opened it up a little bigger, and about 70,000 people went through it. And when you get in the program, you'll see there on the first page of the first video, there's about 65,000 positive comments. It's pretty amazing. If you were on Amazon and you saw 65,000 positive comments on anything, you'd probably buy it, right? This is from Francesca. She says, I've been a member for over a year now, grown tremendously. Everything is delivered in a clear, direct, and digestible way. I now understand how important one's mindset and habits are when wanting to become successful in life. It's inspiring. That was Francesca Ritchie. Everlicia Taylor from Tampa, Florida says, every week since I've joined, I literally call my friends back home and give them a play-by-play. I feel thankful. I feel extremely lucky and thankful to have this opportunity. I've learned about money and about investing in myself, paying myself first. I'm now saving and investing in my future. And Alita McDaniel says, when I asked, this delivered. Since I began, I found the courage to live my life's purpose. In the last few months, I found a perfect business partner with full creative expression and the ability to travel the world doing what I love most. It's everything I've ever wanted and more. I'm truly grateful for the program. So, just a minute, I'm going to show you what you have to do to become the next success story. But first, let me give you like a little preview of what you're going to get in the program. This program is full of knowledge. It's pretty interesting. So there are 67 core steps you're going to get access to. I'm not going to list them all because it'll take a while. I don't want to keep you here. But number one, you're going to start by discovering your destiny. You can call it your wealth destiny, your good life destiny. This is the foundation. This transforms what you're passionate about into an actual income. How can you do that? Pablo Picasso said, never permit a dichotomy to exist. A dichotomy in which you hate what you do so you can have pleasure in your spare time. Look for a situation in which your work gives you as much happiness as your spare time. So imagine taking a hobby, something you do for fun, one of your strengths, and turning it into a lifestyle, a prosperity lifestyle. I'm talking about things that you already do anyway in your free time. The stuff you really enjoy. Maybe it's traveling, shopping, music, cooking, eating. Could be surfing the internet, writing, animals, hiking, going to the beach, gardening. Whatever your passion is, it can make you a fortune while filling your life with fulfillment. Okay? I always say you should tap dance out of bed every morning. What you love to do can actually make you money. And my first mentor, Joel Salatin, used to tell me, Ty, if you have to take a vacation from your work, you should never come back. So, and you're going to learn. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's one of the important parts of the program. Another thing you're going to learn how to attract millionaire mentors or top mentors in whatever field you're in. People to guarantee your rise to the top. Not only is this system going to be a mentor, but it's going to help you find in-person local mentors. Finding those mentors is a lot harder than people think. I've used this technique. It's been interesting. You can use this to socialize, to learn how to network with people. If you watch my Snapchat or you'll see, my Instagram, my YouTube, you can see the list of amazing people I've got to spend time with. Mark Cuban was here the other day, and Elon Musk. All these people, and sometimes they'll be formal mentors for you, and sometimes they'll just be people you get one nugget of information from, but you got to have that in your life. That law of 33%, that understanding that you are the average of the 5 people you spend time around. That's, like I said, one of the core foundation of what you're about to learn. Next thing I'm going to show you is the deserve it factor. The billionaire Charlie Munger says, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. So the question is, how do you make yourself deserve more? And you're going to get the inside story in just a few minutes when you get access to the program. You're going to discover the front-loading factor. So there's a lot of scams out there about how you can make automatic income. Most of them are fake. They're hocus pocus. But I'm going to show you how to front load and why front loading is the key ingredient to that holy grail that everybody wants, automated income, making money while you sleep. I'm going to show you the passport principle. So you don't have to wake up early, have an alarm clock, commute through traffic to a dead-end job, because now you're going to be able to work from wherever you want. That was one of the big breakthroughs in my life. I remember I was in Sweden on a train, and my business was running, and I was making money, and I was like, wow, I'm on vacation, and my income's staying the same. That's the passport principle dream. So just picture yourself, you sleep in, get up, relax, maybe have a cup of coffee, smile, realizing you don't have to go anywhere or report to anyone. Everything you need to make your life and your career go is right there in front of you. You might be adventurous. You might your dream might be to globetrot, travel. I've been to 40, 50 countries. But look, you're not going to get to Cancun, Hawaii, Caribbean, Europe doing what you're doing now. The passport principle will set you free. And I'll tell you, I always say, you might be a little shocked and angry that they didn't teach you this stuff in school. Another thing I'm going to show you, a Jedi mind trick to get other people doing the hard stuff for you. So I'm not going to lie. You got to put in hard work. But there are ways, like I said, to do half the work and get double the result. And one of those is to partner up with people who your weaknesses are their strengths. Most people think it's as simple as just outsourcing or hiring and delegating. The real answer comes straight from the teachings of one of the wealthiest men of the last 100 years. So that's another thing you're about to learn. You're going to understand something I call the Lollapalooza effect, the 25 cognitive bias implant technique, where you can do 3 little tiny body language shifts that will have rich investors funding your dreams with their money. Just 3 little techniques that I learned with body language. I'm going to show you the advantages of owning multiple homes, having other people pay for them. Real estate's an important part. Have you ever dreamed of having a summer house, a beach condo, a mountain cabin? There are reasons that wealthy families have more than one house. So I'm going to show you the inside scoop on real estate. I'm going to talk about credit cards. I call it the credit card combination. How do you use credit cards to make a profit? Once you understand this, you'll be looking forward to getting your billing statement because you've reverse engineered the system. So you'll go from being used by credit card companies to having them and their credit lines working for you. Every millionaire I've ever met understands this. Debt is a double-edged sword. If you have no path to revenue, you don't want to have debt. But if you understand what you're doing in your life's purpose, you can use leverage. You can use it like Sam Walton, who's the wealthiest guy of the last 100 years. Another thing, I'm going to show you some simple techniques, like understand the biological signals that show on your right hand and people you meet. It's going to tell you what type. Remember I talked about how to win friends and influence people? You can read a lot. And this is science, by the way. This is not palm reading. This is respected science that you can use and begin to learn to read people. And it'll also give you insight into yourself. Just something on your hand. It's pretty interesting. Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, they all said, know thyself. The great Peter Drucker, business teacher, said, most people think they know what they're good at. Most people are wrong. But you're going to discover 6 ways to find your destiny in your career, in your life. They're going to give you more clarity than you've ever felt at life. I'm going to show you how to get the equivalent of a Harvard MBA without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in 4 years of your life, or more if you go to undergrad and then you go to an MBA. In fact, you can do this for less than $100. All right, the skill comes from understanding a little-known scientific principle that's called ESS. I'm going to show you in this program things like how to invest in gold, so you can skip the misinformation and learn if precious metals can really keep you safe through the next recession. That's a very common question I get. I'm going to show you what I call the idea meter, a no-nonsense way to filter out good investment ideas from bad. Because trust me, as you begin to go up that wealth pyramid that I talked about, you're going to start having some extra money. And people are going to be like, oh, invest in this and do this. And if you don't do it right, you're going to lose all your money. But by understanding these simple principles that I'll show you, this idea meter, it'll keep you not only making money, but keeping your money. All right, 93% of people, they did a survey, have this item in their home. It's one thing. It's a riddle for you. And it destroys their chance of becoming successful. The good news is, in this program, you're going to learn how you can get rid of it and hide it. Most people don't know how to do that. You're going to learn the law of 12. If you break this law, I guarantee anything you try is probably going to fail. So these 12 laws are so important that I won't even bother helping someone if they're not willing to implement them. You're going to learn that inside the 67 steps. I'm going to show you 2 little-known websites. Believe it or not, we'll have strangers around the world sending you money for free. I know it sounds crazy, but this all comes from one of the principles that I call the man in the moon principle in the 67 steps. Remember, what people think is impossible is going to begin to seem like child's play once you make these shifts. I'm going to talk about real estate. Not the lies that everyone talks about that lost them money in 2008. This is your underground guide to everything you need to know about this important real estate asset. I'm going to show you 3 widespread ideas that you must never do. And these are business ideas that I see people falling for, trap after trap, 3 careers you want to avoid. Okay? These 3 things almost always end in disaster. Now, a lot of people will tell you they're good, but watch out. The masses and the media are usually wrong. And this is really straight from Bill Gates and understanding something called the 10 dark years. You're going to learn the truth about making money online. A lot of people say the internet is the future, and they're half right. But you better know the long list of ideas that are too late to try online. A lot of people are doing things that used to work. They don't understand the cutting edge trends. I'm going to show you how to find the next big trends. And let's not just forget, this isn't just about materialistic things. I'm going to show you something I call the selfless snowball effect. It's going to make you a hero in your community for charities and for the greater good of mankind. And the unintended side effect is that while helping other people, you're going to become more prosperous. It's going to build your reputation. Not that that's the reason you're doing it. It just happens hand in hand. So you're going to learn how you can do that. I'm going to show you 28 magical words that open to the door to the inner circle where the VIP deals are done. You have to understand words. The great philosopher Wittgenstein was a big believer in the power of words. And I'm going to show you how to harness that power. I'm going to show you how to read people. Persuasion lies at the core of everything you want out of life. You have to negotiate deals. You have to make sure people aren't manipulating you. So be careful with this. It's very powerful, some of these tools. Only use this for good. Okay? You're going to get access to a system I call PACE. It's a personality type system that I invented. I pioneered it years ago, and it's a game changer. In just a few minutes, you'll get access to all this in the 67 steps. I'm going to show you an inexpensive office accessory you can buy for less than $10 that'll guarantee you a massive return on your investment. This is based upon the work of Descartes, the philosopher and mathematician. I'm going to talk about autopilot automation, how to not burn out, how to build your own personal retirement plan. Remember, the only way to offset your monthly bills is to cover them with monthly recurring income. So you got monthly bills. This is a foolproof method to destroy those by offsetting them with new forms of income. So there's lots. That's just a few of the things. Now, a couple things. You've been paying attention. Thank you so far. And you probably realize how powerful this 67 Steps program. And you're probably, as I'm talking through these things, you're imagining specific ways you can use it in your life. Now, the most common questions people have is, how do I get access right now? How much does it cost? Is it guaranteed to work for me? So I'm going to answer all those questions. One question I have for you first, before I answer that, what's it worth to you to know that no matter how far behind you are now, okay, you're going to be able to stop struggling? Because your dreams, destiny, and happiness are all finally being fulfilled. What's it worth to you to know you're not going to have to stay up late at night worrying about how you're going to make ends meet because you have learned how to save cash and get ahead? What's it worth to you to have unlimited respect from other people? Remember, prosperity, moving up that pyramid, not only helps you financially, but people respect you. Okay? You're going to start being able to control the time and who you spend your time with. Doors of opportunity will open to you never even knew existed. That's the one thing when I was starting out, I didn't even know how good life could be. What's it worth to be so in tune with success that it comes to you like you're a magnet? Because you're abiding by proven strategies that 99% of the population have never even heard of. The people who get access to the 67 Steps program right now are telling me, Ty, they can't even put a price on the transformation they're feeling. It's truly a higher standard of living and a pathway to a richer, more fulfilling life. I've had people all the time say they would gladly have paid $10,000 for this stuff. But, because you're on this page, I'm not greedy. This is not I'm not trying to get the most money from people. I want to give you access to this at a fraction of the price that it's worth. So, listen, it's not a game, the 67 steps. It's not a get-rich-quick schemes, none of those things. It's a powerful system that contains very serious tools. The power and persuasive tools you're going to learn with the techniques can cause permanent changes in your life. Not only in yours, but in people who depend on you. You could use these things with evil intent. You could manipulate other people. You can destroy other people's lives with powerful systems like this. So that's why I like the idea of limiting how many people get in. I've opened it, closed it, but I want you to be willing to claim a spot now. Like I said, people have asked me, Ty, why don't you write a book and get it in Barnes & Noble and have millions of people doing it? And I'm like, well, I let a lot of people access it, and it's been amazing, but I'm not sure I wanted to go that wide yet. Because, like I said, it's very powerful for these things. And, the question of price, look, I'm not going to charge you thousands of dollars to get in the system. You're not going to pay $500 or $300, even $200. In fact, you're not even going to pay $100. When you claim your spot today, you're going to get instant access to the system for just $67. $1 a video. That's how I came up with that. So over the next month, that's going to break down to less, is about $2.23 a day. I read the average person spends $80 a month on coffee. So this is less expensive than coffee. It's amazing how people wonder why they're poor, but they're spending $1,000 a year on coffee instead of investing it in themselves. They're making other people, they're making Starbucks rich and Howard Schultz rich. But a lot of people, when it comes to doubling down and investing in themselves, they'll be cheap. Don't be cheap. Invest in your own brain. This costs less than a bottle of champagne that I hope one day soon you're going to be buying to celebrate. Now, some people are hesitant to spend any money. They're worried about buying the wrong thing, or they think they should just save their money, and that's the only way to become wealthy. But remember, and this is a bonus tip, all wealth is created by investing. Whether it's Oprah, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, they invested time, money, and energy in themselves, and that's the main difference. When you buy Starbucks, it's great. You're getting a temporary coffee, but you're investing in someone else. And one of the things that will change your life, and you'll learn more about how to invest in the 67 steps, but you've got to apply that to yourself. Most people are in such scarcity mindset, they never realize that the reason they feel that scarcity is that they're not breaking the cycle by acting prosperous even before they're prosperous. Muhammad Ali, the famous boxer, said he used to say he was a champion even before he was. And when it comes to investing in yourself, even if you don't have a ton of money, you have to invest like people who have money. So just remember, you can't just save your way. Saving is good. You need to have savings, but you need to invest. Will Durant, the famous economist, says, remember, there's inflation in the economy. It means every year your money becomes less valuable. My grandpa told me in like the 1920s or 30s he could buy a loaf of bread for 10 cents. But nowadays, you can't buy a loaf of bread for 10 cents. There's inflation. You have to learn to grow your money, and the best way to do that is by investing. I have a friend in London. He took, I forget how much money. He had some credit cards, and he started a business, and he doubled down on his business and learning, and he's making millions of dollars a month. And that's because he understood investing. And I'm not saying this program is going to make you millions of dollars. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. But I'll tell you, the principles you've learned are the exact same principles those people use. I was at a Barnes & Noble with my buddy, and I said, you should buy this book, because my friend's always broke. And my friend grabbed the book and walked to the cashier, and he handed it, and the cashier said, the book's like $100. And my friend goes, dude, I ain't buying this book, it's $100. I said, well, this book is written by a billionaire, Charlie Munger, and this book is all the things he learned as an investor that made him $1 billion. And then I looked at my friend and said, how much do your shoes cost? And he said, oh, I got some Air Jordans on there, like $150. I said, so you're willing to invest in those shoes, which is fine, you need shoes. But I said, why don't you wear flip-flops and take that money and invest in something? Because then, once you know how to make money, I told him, you'll be able to buy shoes all day long. So be careful of putting money in things that depreciate. Spend your money on investing in your own brain. I've never had that fail me. I've had the other way fail me, but not investing fail me. Yeah, you got to avoid things that are great for the moment, like coffee. I mean, you can have coffee, but don't spend more on coffee than you spend on investing in yourself. You have to spend your money on things that have what they call a 10x return, the potential to return 10 times more than you pay. Yeah, I always think of them. I'm like, it's a no-brainer. It's amazing how few people understand this. I'm like, this is obvious, man. You know, shoes, great, but the day you buy shoes, they go down in value. That book that I told him to buy, that thing went up in value, and he still struggled with that. But he's getting it now. I got him in the program, actually. I was like, here you go. All right. Next thing I was going to say, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I got some bonus stuff for you. So, because you're part of this group, and it's in my best interest for you to succeed, I'm going to include some bonuses that aren't available anywhere else, okay? I'm going to guarantee your success by giving you more stuff. And I actually asked my team, I was like, what bonuses could we give people in addition to the 67 steps that would just make this the best deal ever? And I was actually shocked some of the stuff that they gave me. I was like, okay, we'll try it. So number one, I'm going to give you something I call the investment secrets of the ultra wealthy. Okay? Now, because remember, once you turn around your financial situation, once you start using these 67 steps and you see the change, I don't want you to be like Mike Tyson. He made like $500 million, $400 million as a boxer, and he lost every penny of it. And he's not the only one. It's very easy to do. I'm not picking on him. I'm saying I want to learn from that lesson. You and I learn from that. I'll tell you this. You think being poor is bad? Imagine being rich and then losing it all. That's even worse. So as the 67 Steps program kicks in, you're starting to get the results you want. I got a special bonus on how to not just get ahead, but stay ahead. This is the exact formula the world's wealthiest families, like the Waltons, Rothschilds, the Ford, this is what they use. I normally charge $497 for this, but I'm going to put this in free because I think it's important. Number two, I'm going to give you this VIP concierge guide. Get some water here. I want you to start preparing for a fun new problem in your life, because as you start moving up the pyramid of success, you're going to start hiring some help. That's one of the techniques you'll learn. This bonus guide, which is not available publicly or any bookstores, is going to show you how to reconfigure your life to enjoy some of the fruits and rewards of your labor. So the best way to buy a Lamborghini, I'm going to show you Porsches, guest houses, vacation homes, or how to go on vacation, how to hire maids, personal chefs, butlers, drivers, concierge. These are how you make your life less stressful. You need people to help you. And I know this sounds a little bit materialistic, but I've experimented with many different lifestyles. I lived in Beverly Hills. I lived with the Amish with no electricity. And one thing I've learned in life, you got to have a healthy balance of unselfish goals, charity goals, but you have to have some selfish ones too. That's one of the keys to motivation. So you'll actually end up doing more good for the world by motivating yourself with a few fun toys every once in a while. Whether it's a shopping spree, a luxury vacation, or a fast car. So that's a special bonus. Number three bonus, something called speed reading wizardry. As the old saying goes, readers are leaders. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett both said if they could have any superpower, it'd be to read fast. Reading more than your competition is going to give you an edge. But not many people have time to sit down for hours at a time to read. Until now. I'm going to show you how to turn your mind into a vacuum to absorb entire books in under 20 minutes while still remembering all the important parts. So you can add this to your arsenal, your tools, and your friends are going to be amazed, trust me, when you do this. And this isn't just speed reading. I'm going to get access to 6 video series on a technique I pioneered called smart reading. Can't buy this anywhere, okay? You're going to learn not only how to read faster, but the routine, what type of books to read, what time of day. I normally charge $97 for this, but I'm going to throw this in as a bonus. Number 4, something I call the total memory system. You know, it's not enough to just be able to read fast. You have to remember what you read. The Dalai Lama says there are 3 levels of knowledge, right? There's hearing, comprehending, and the highest level is instincts, where what you've learned becomes part of your life. And over the years, I've read thousands of books. I've developed, shortcuts of my own to remember things. It's not that hard. I'm going to show you how quick and easy how to do it. The payoff is massive. Not only remember what you hear, but you can command people's attention with this new skill. So I sell this also separately for $97, but I'm going to give this as a free bonus if you get in today. 5th, a free membership to my invitation-only social networking groups. Remember, the key to learning is social learning. If you're only reading books or self-help alone, you're making it too hard on yourself. There's a good book on this by a Harvard guy, Matt Lieberman, on how the hardwiring of your brain needs a social network. So I've created 2 powerful social learning groups that are both private and invitation only for you in this membership-only website, the 67 Steps. So these 2 groups are going to give you access to new friends, potential allies, investors, business partners, affiliates, and new employees, contractors. So this mastermind is going to give you instant access to some of the most successful people in the world. Remember, it's not just what you know, it's who you know. 6, I'm going to give you a special call that you can do with my team that's going to help accelerate your learning. All right? And one of the things that when I originally made this program, we just made it as 67 steps, and that was it. And I decided that we would make a VIP version of this, that people could stay in and month by month learn. So I'm going to give you a free trial to that. That's one of the bonuses I'm going to give, and then you can decide if you want to continue on in that VIP program, learning more and more every month, continuing to take what you're learning and doubling down on it, or you can cancel that. So you can try it, and then if you want to stay in it, you can it's a monthly billing that you can stay in, but the choice is yours. We never have any tricky billing or anything like that. Let's talk for a second about love, the 3rd pillar of the good life, right? Social life. So I've made it interesting. This is a question I get a lot on social life. I made a special guide to how to get people to be attracted to you. It could be in dating, it could be in love, but it can also be business partnerships. You're going to get a big boost. And one of the things is just becoming more successful. You'll find that as you move through this pyramid and move up, that's an automatic benefit, but I got a special handbook I want to give you as a bonus. All right, one more bonus. I want to talk about health. 8 ways to use your newfound success to help you stay young and healthy. Look, it's a fact. Higher income will make you live longer and look better. It's no accident. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Jane Fonda, they've hardly aged. It's success and the options they now have. Now, having success doesn't automatically make you young and fit. You need the tricks of the trade. So these are some things that I've learned. It's pretty interesting from being here in Beverly Hills. And I'm not talking about surgery. That's not what I'm talking about. But I partner with some of the top celebrity personal trainers and some simple, quick, and easy ways that you can change your life. Remember, you want to be successful and then live long enough to enjoy it. Another bonus, my app list. People are always asking me which apps they should use. So I'm going to give you an updated list of apps that I keep on my phone. There's way too many apps out there, but there are a few apps that can transform your life. Free ones. Most of them are unknown, the ones that I use. So I'm going to give you that as one more bonus. All this bonus, all this for only $67. All right. Originally, if you add all this up, it's like $500 to $1,000 worth of stuff. But the way I do this is kind of like universities and scholarships. I decided, okay, I basically want to make sure that even though it's not a scholarship like a university, I wanted to make this available to people for much lower than I could charge. Right? I could charge $1,000 for this easy. But I also, I don't want to be greedy on that side. The other side, I didn't want to make it free. One of the first lessons I learned from my mentor, Joel Salatin, was if you give things away completely free, people won't value them. They won't use them. I've seen that over and over. People give me a book as a gift. I never read it. If I buy it, I'm like, I want my money's worth. So I found that if I tested making it completely free, and people weren't getting the benefits. I want you to get maximum benefits. So yeah, I've got this up, this video here. If you're watching this right now, there's still spots available. But like I say, you snooze, you lose. There's things that I put, it was interesting. I had a different program the other day, and I put it up, and then I told people, I'm going to close it down. And people didn't believe me, and they missed out. And every day people are like, hey, how can I get in that? How can I? And I'm like, I don't do it anymore. So don't miss out on this 67 steps. It's a crossroads event. This is something you want to improve your life. If you want to improve your life, click the button below this video to claim your spot. It might be above or below, depending on if you're a phone. And you're going to be able to feel good knowing that your decision to click that button and get in the program is fully guaranteed. So here's what I mean. I believe so strongly that the 67 Steps Mentor Program is so powerful, so different than anything you've ever tried before, that I guarantee your life is about to be revolutionized, okay, in the next 67 days, and that you'll finally be on the road to success. It's as simple as that. It's guaranteed to work for you. If for some reason you're not happy, just send my support team an email. We'll refund every penny. And you've still gotten to listen to it. The only one who's afraid to hear is me, because somebody could buy it and then just take a refund. But I like to be an optimist and believe in people. Clients around the world have been eager to shell out tens of thousands of dollars per hour for my private coaching. I'm one of the highest paid consultants in the world. It's not I don't really love to do consulting, but my rate is one of the highest ones in the world. The chances that the information you're going to want a refund are very slim. I put my own name on this. And there's no way I would jeopardize this information just to make a few bucks. I can look you in the eye honestly and say, trust me, this is going to make you very, very happy. So trust me and see. And the best part is you're going to get direct access to this private membership area through the website in just a few minutes, right? Depending on how fast you can enter your information on the next page. You don't have to wait for the mail to come. It's no mysterious box to show up at your place. Just instant access to this life-changing information from the privacy of your own home. Right now you have an important decision to make. Most likely one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. One that can have a dramatic effect on not only your bank account and social life, but also your daily happiness. What it comes down to is this. You can go on from here alone, keep doing what you've been doing all along, the same way before you found this page, continuing to experience the frustration and challenges that brought you here in the first place. Or right now, you can click below and get access to the 67 Steps program, the most powerful system in the world for attracting success to yourself. And do it now, because at any moment, like I said, I take these programs down, I raise the price. I've already raised the price actually twice, simply because the demand was so high and I wanted to keep it a smaller group. So I can't make the decision for you, but I honestly believe everything happens for a reason. It's no accident that you're here watching this. So go ahead, give it a try. You're risking nothing. You're fully guaranteed. It's really that simple. I wouldn't make that promise if I wasn't absolutely sure it would work for you. You have to think of life as a series of experiments. You can't make mistakes when you see life that way. Everything's just an experiment. And when it's a guaranteed money-back experiment, you can't lose. This is an experiment that has already been proven to work for tens of thousands of people in over 70 countries from all walks of life. So when you click that button below, you can feel confident that you're about to stop struggling and finally achieve financial fulfillment yourself. So go ahead right now, click the button below, enter your information on the secure 256-bit SSL encrypted form on the next page. Your information is 100% confidential. You'll fully enjoy privacy inside the instant access member area. And you're going to look back at this moment as a crucial turning point, just like when I was on that couch. Everything starts to change, and you won't have to worry like you did before. You won't have to feel that pain like you did before. Right now, everything can change. So when you get your first bit of success, go ahead and send me an email. Nothing makes me happier than reading and seeing the transformation that this system is making in people's lives. So thanks for watching this presentation. I look forward to seeing your name on the members list. Click this button below to get started. And one other thing. Let me. I don't know if I have it here. I was going to look for the most common questions that I have. I'll just tell you off the top of my head, because you still might have a few questions. So if you're still here and you're almost ready, but let me tell you this. Every day, I get a ton of questions from people who are referred by other members. They'll tell their friends. People have such crazy success, they start telling their friends and family. So this is kind of the maybe the top 5 or 10 questions. Number 1, people ask, how fast will I see results? And you can start this almost immediately. I've seen people see overnight transformation, start making more money the next day, stop procrastinating, feel happier the next day, all those health, wealth, love, and happiness benefits. I've seen them right away. But let me be completely honest with you. It's kind of like being on a diet. Pace yourself a little bit. In that pyramid I was showing you, you don't need to go up instantly. The goal is permanent success, not just making an extra buck real quick, not a quick one-time spurt. So make sure you go through the whole system before jumping ahead. The members who are a little more patient have a significantly higher long-term success rate. So give yourself every possible advantage. It can be the difference between you just having a little success or you having consistent success, right? The second question I get, people say, how do I know this will work for my situation? You might have a specific situation that's a little different than most people. This question is easy. If I didn't see massive success in every type of person who joined, I wouldn't even have this video up now. I wouldn't waste my time doing this. What you're about to learn is so tried and true that I have 100% confidence, along with that money back guarantee, that you're never going to think twice about having joined. After 10 years mentoring under top people, coaching people, speaking around the world, I've never seen one time someone who didn't feel like they got a benefit. It's amazing. I can say that in all honesty. It's like people would come up to me on the streets all the time. Hey, I'm in the 67 Steps program. Changed my life. And it's always different things. Sometimes it's health, sometimes it's wealth, sometimes it's social life, sometimes it's happiness. It's all kinds of stuff. And these are people from all walks of life, young, old, 15 years old, 50 years old, poor, born wealthy, super smart, average. It's female, male, old, young. It's amazing. The third question, people say, Ty, I've heard about get-rich-quick scams. How do I know this isn't one of them? Okay, well, here's the main difference between this program and a scam. A scam doesn't work. This does. It's that simple. So the definition of a scam is something that doesn't work. A scam takes your money and leaves you with nothing. This program is different. It gives you real proven tools. A scam offers you something, shiny object, but then the scam leaves you high and dry. This system works on your mind. Once those seeds get planted in your mind, no one can take them away. Not the government, recession, divorce, sickness. These are yours to keep forever, this new lifestyle. Number 4, what if I have a hard time following through with things? So procrastination. There's a simple solution, a solution already in the program. You see, we learn by example, by having good habits rub off on us. If you're trying to use willpower and make yourself do stuff, you're going to struggle. You won't be alone. I struggled with that. So this system is designed so you can sit back and relax and let the success and mindset rub off on you. It's got a social element where you get positive peer pressure. So we've eliminated that procrastination issue. So any concerns you might have now about not following through, we've rendered them irrelevant. Another question, I think 5th question, most common, is why have I never heard of this? So remember, I've always been a behind-the-scenes entrepreneur. At first, I got that question a lot. Now a lot of people have heard of the stuff that I do. I forget how many people. I had about 450 million minutes of my videos watched last year on YouTube. So it's almost one of the large YouTube channels. Now I don't get that quite as much. That was a question at the beginning. So good news is it's been tried and true it's been tried by enough people that you don't have to feel that way. Next question. Let's see. Oh yeah, people say, exactly how much money will I make? Okay, look, the goal in life is for you to move up that pyramid and make money. There's variation from member to member. The most important goal is getting to financial health. Remember 1, 2, 3 we had, 4, 5. The third one is the minimum you want to get to, where you have zero stress about money. You can do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want. So the income level needed varies based on where you live, how old you are, how many people depend on you, how big your dreams are. So I can't obviously give you an exact number without meeting you. There's a wide range. Some people want a big millionaire empire, and others just want enough to be happy and secure. To me, what's important is that this program gets you to the amount that you want to. You might not need to make $1 million a year. You might be totally happy with 80,000 or 100,000. All I know is if you're not using this plan and this system, your bank account is lower than it needs to be. So you can change that today. The button's right there. Today is the day you get rid of those limitations. Next question. People say, who do you not let into the 67 steps? And one of my mentors told me something many years ago. I mentioned earlier in this video a little bit, alluded to it. So there are two types of people in this world. First, have big dreams, and the second, choose a limited life. He said, stay far away from people in the second group, the people who always see the glass half empty because it rubs off on you. So I really don't like to work with people who are 100% pessimists. We all know that life can be hard, that you can be taken advantage, and that's wise to plan ahead. I get that. I don't believe the answer is to have your head in the clouds and just be optimistic and ignore reality. But at the same time, every person who made a big change in their life started out with only a dream, something to focus on despite the harsh realities of life. So I really don't want people joining 100% negative. Those type of people cannot be helped by anyone or anything. They just have to wait to learn the hard way. So, and I want to protect the other people in the 67 steps. So this system is for people who have real goals, big goals. If you've been watching for this long, I'm pretty sure you're someone whose hopes and dreams are alive and well, and I think this will work well for you. Somebody said, recently someone was like, Ty, can I trust the guarantee? Simple, yes. There's never been a time somebody's want a refund that they haven't gotten their money. I did not create this program to get rich off you. I've been financially independent for a long, long time before I even made this program. This really is part of a promise that I made to myself, God, the world, that once I had found success, that I would share it with other people. I realized I've been fortunate, the mentors I had, the opportunities I had, they didn't have to reach out and help me. They were already set for life. I didn't have anything to offer them, but they were kind and selfless, and they shared stuff with me. So I never forgot that. I've always been eternally grateful to them for that. And so, yeah, you can trust this guarantee because I'm not trying to make a quick buck off you. I'm doing this in the spirit of gratitude and remembrance to the people who helped me. If you join the club, the 67 Steps program today, and for whatever reason you don't feel like it's for you, you can just contact my staff. They'll send you 100% of your money back. And like I said, I know this opens up for people taking advantage of generosity by just using the program and asking for their money back. But you know what? That's okay. I have this guarantee so you can be comfortable. That opens us up to losing some money from dishonest people. It's fine. Helping good people is worth that risk. Another question, how do I know my credit card is safe with you and what will appear on my bill? Okay, I started a technology company years ago. I built this from day one with one of the most secure platforms in the world. We spent millions of dollars and hired brilliant programmers to make everything safe and secure for you. We used what is considered the highest level of online credit card security, 256-bit encryption, secure encryption. So in layman term, this means it's basically impossible for a hacker or a third party to get your info. You can think of it this way. When you go to a restaurant and hand the waiter your card, there's a good chance. Most fraud is people just write down your number. But here, no person besides you is going to see your credit card number. All your information is passed directly from you to the credit card processing bank. Our online form cuts out the chance of any fraud. So it's way safer than using your credit card to even buy Starbucks. You simply enter your information by clicking the button below, and your card will be billed by our publishing company. Next question. Okay, some people say, if your goal is to help people, why do you charge money? And I really struggled with that at first. Like I said before, my business partner, my business mentor, told me years ago to be careful about just giving everything away free. But I wanted to help people, not just make money. So I I really look deep within and I realize, Ty, the things I pay for, those are the things I value. The things I get too much for free, I take for granted. So I decided to compromise. Instead of charging what it's really worth, like over $1,000, I was like, I'll just do the lowest price per video, $1 a video at $1, $67. And if people want to stay in the VIP ongoing monthly training, $69 a month. It's less than people are spending on coffee. So I decided to do the membership fee, but way lower than normal. That way somebody just starting out, like I was, someone sleeping on a couch. When I bought that first program online, it cost me like $500. So that's why I valued it. And I know money might be tight for you, but remember the words of the second richest man in the world, Warren Buffett. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself. Think of all the money people waste on things that never return a penny back to them. A pair of designer jeans, one dinner at sushi, costs more than this whole system. And once those jeans wear out, or once you're done eating that sushi, the money you spent is gone forever. This is a small but important investment in yourself. An investment that will pay off 10, 20, 100, even 10,000 fold. An investment no one can ever take away from you. All right, this is an investment that can grow and grow day by day. Another question is, Ty, how is this different than the books or seminars that are already out there? So that's a good question. Before we built this program, we did a lot of research on what already existed. It didn't take long to realize there was a huge void in the market. The kind of information we had to offer just doesn't exist anywhere. There's self-help books and seminars, but most of them use a technique that's pretty ineffective. You see, reading a book or attending a seminar rarely creates massive improvements. There's a better way. You have to change how you think. It's to go into your subconscious. Okay? This is more than a book or seminar. It's an integrated program using cutting-edge scientific principles. Principles proven to work time and time again. It's the difference between someone just telling you how to build a house or someone working alongside you, helping you build it step by step. The system works for poor people, average people, old people, young people, all races, male, female. I've seen it work for super smart people and average IQ too. Books and seminars are great supplements, but what you're about to get is on a whole nother level. Next, what if I don't want to be a super rich millionaire? I just want to have enough. And I say, look, hats off to you. Everyone has a different destiny. Not everyone wants to be a millionaire or a billionaire. But let me put it to you this way. If I wanted to get good at basketball, wouldn't you want to learn from the best? Even if you just want to play basketball for fun, wouldn't it be great to learn from Michael Jordan? In the same way, even if you don't want to make $1 million, you still want to learn the cutting-edge techniques that millionaires are using. The principles of wealth and success you're going to learn are good for you whether you want to just make an extra $50 a month, $500, 50,000, whatever. It's the same principles. Somebody said recently to me, Ty, isn't getting rich just all luck anyway? And I get this asked a lot to me. It's now a widespread belief, sometimes because people don't want to face the truth. But the answer is yes and no. Each of us, if you were born healthy, you've won the lottery in life. You had no control over it. There's some luck there. But there's a great book where these researchers, it's called, I forget the name of the book, but they said they thought maybe the average billionaire was lucky. But what they found was they were able to create success over and over again, which means it wasn't luck, it was a system. My grandpa used to say, once is luck, twice is skill. And most successful people are able to do it over and over. Look at Richard Branson or Elon Musk. He started PayPal, then he started Tesla, multiple companies. So if it was just all luck, it would be like flipping a coin. Sometimes they'd be successful and sometimes they're not. It's probably not that. It's that they know things that you and I didn't get taught when we're growing up. So it's been true in my life. The luckiest thing about my life, being born healthy, is somebody reaching out and offering me the same things I'm offering you now. I want to let you in on the luck. Just finding this video today is good luck for you. What separates average people from amazing people is what they do with the luck they're handed. Do you procrastinate? Do you say, well, I don't have time to do this, or I'll do it later? Don't be that person. I promise this. If you become a part of the program, you're not going to look back with any regret. Now, another common question is, what if you don't have a lot of time? And that's fine. You live in a busy world. The good news is you actually don't need to spend a lot of time on this. I'm busy too. I built this program and I use an advanced shortcut system to bypass conventional learning methods. Conventional learning is slow. The old methods rarely work because they are too demanding. If you tell someone to go to the gym and work out 3 hours a day, most people can't do it. But there's ways that people can get healthy without spending 3 hours in the gym. In the same way with success, there's some people that think they have to do all this work and spend 10 hours a day. You don't. As long as you understand and as long as a program like ours is built correctly. So I don't expect you to spend hours a day on on the 67 Steps website. You can start out with just a few minutes a day and still see mind-blowing results. Don't worry about having enough time. I built that into this. Okay, another question. What about bad economy? Isn't the American dream dead? Well, the American dream is to go from nothing to something. Some people in the media, I read articles, they say it's dead. They say sexism, racism, stupid government, bad economy have killed our dreams. And in some ways, they may be right. All those things do hinder us. But let me ask you, when in the last 500 years would you rather have been alive? A couple hundred years ago, when there were no antibiotics, you might die from the flu. Women couldn't vote. People were slaves. No, the past wasn't better. Now is the best time to be alive. Trust me. It's not perfect. Even with all the nasty stuff people do, this is the youngest you'll ever be in life. You don't take this advantage now, you'll build that habit of procrastination. Those chains get too strong to break. 90% of the problems in my life have always been of my own making. They aren't because of other people, even if I try to blame them. It's me taking advantage of the things I should be. When I was broke, it wasn't the economy, it was me. So right now you have a choice. You can focus on other things you can't change, politics, recessions, global economies, or you can simply say, how far can I get by doing everything I can today? Grab hold of all the tools life has to offer. I promise, once you do this, all the other stuff won't be such a big deal. This 67 Steps program is the most powerful tool I can give you to get started. So click the button below and you'll see. Another thing is what people are concerned about their age or where they live. What if you're too young, too old, don't live in the U.S., don't live in a big city? Because life's funny. You know, when I was younger, I thought I was too young to do big things. Then you get older and you're like, wait, now it's too slow. Joel Salatin, my mentor, taught me, better late than never. So when it comes to age, I'm not really sure what's the ideal age to become successful. Probably as soon as you can. Steven Spielberg, the movie director, he started making movies at 7. And there's some advantages to starting at 7. And the guy who started Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders, he started at 65. All I could say is start now. Forget about your age, where you live, doesn't matter. Big cities are full of opportunities, you know, but half of our members live in small cities, not just in LA or New York or London. This system is age and location neutral. Okay? Here's what I can tell you for sure. Do not wait. Do not put this off for a day. I read a book on habits and it's scary. It said that every little thing you procrastinate on literally forms a groove in your brain. Bad habits literally get etched deep into your mind. If you build those habits for too long, they're impossible to get rid of. Break out from your old routine. Don't worry about your age or where you live or what you look like. Today is your day. Sometimes people ask me, what if they're in college? So what if you're in college? Now, here's the thing if you're in college. You're already learning, you're busy. As I covered earlier, it doesn't have to be a deal breaker. In fact, lifelong learner is what you want to be. So that's about all the questions I have time for. I'm actually starving. If you're still listening, this is really nothing left to do but take a deep breath and click the button below to move forward. You have my word, it's really worth it. What else? You're not going to be disappointed. Click the button below, get started, and I will see you inside the members only website. All right, talk to you soon.